Adam Lavelle, the wrestling snob. We're at day 6 of the N1 Victory Tournament of Pro Wrestling Noah. This time we are in Tokyo, Japan, Tama Future Messe Arena. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but who actually knows for sure? Um, I'm excited for this show, just as I always am. Let's jump right into it. First of all, 2 forfeits to begin the show. I mean, nothing happened, but to announce at the top of the show, Oyola wins over Atsushi Katogi by forfeit, giving him 2 more points. Tavian Heights wins over El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. by forfeit, giving him 2 more points. Unfortunately, Katogi and Dr. Wagner Jr. are out with injury and cannot finish the tournament. So anybody they face from that time going on until the end of the tournament will automatically win, sadly. The first actual match on this show was a singles match between Alejandro and Junta Miyawaki. It was a fine match. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, not because it was bad. It was fine. Both looked good. Both looked sharp. Both looked crisp. But it was a 15-minute draw. Right? I'm not knocking that. That's fine. Draws happen in wrestling. You know, you can't beat somebody within the time limit. I'm kind of surprised by it. I feel like Alejandro's probably a little bit further along than Miyawaki, but Miyawaki has come a long way with his auburn-colored hair or whatever that is. I'm a fan of Alejandro. I'm not a fan of Junta Miyawaki. He's just done nothing for me to make me sit up, take notice, and be excited about his presence, about his wrestling. He's fine. Alejandro is exciting. He wears the mask. He's fun to watch. So I kind of expected him to win this, but like I said, it went to a 15-minute draw. It was fine for what it was. Opening match. Second match from the N1 on August 17th, 2024, that would be night 6, was a 6-man tag team matchup that saw Tarasuke, Tavian Heights, and Yohei take on Kai Fujimura, Yohei Oya, and Yu Iwata. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. As soon as I saw Oya teaming with Fujimura and Iwata, I knew who was winning this. And that's no insult to those 2 young guys. They're still making their way through. Noah's still wearing the black boots, the black tights, not having anything special about them. They're very good wrestlers, very solid. If I was running a company, I would gladly take either one of them. But, you know, both of them are pretty much pin eaters still at this point. They do a good job. They get in there and look good, but they don't win. And I knew Oya, God, I got to get used to this guy's name. It's so hard to get used to. I mean, his first name begins with an R, but then the rest of it is Yohei. So is it Ryohei? I don't know. And O-I-W-A is one of the most unique spellings of anything I've ever seen in my life. Oya. But when I saw Oya teaming with Iwata and Fujimura, I knew Yohei, Tavian, and Tarasuke were winning this, and that's what happened. I watched it just to see Tavian Heights, and he was a little sloppy in this match. I don't say that to insult him. I'm clearly a fan. I'm loving him in the N1, but here, may not have been his fault, but here just was a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit sloppy. Not horrible, not botched, not, oh my God, don't watch this crap. Just a little bit sloppy. He dominated, though, took care of this match. Yohei and Tarasuke did their thing, too. But I was really watching this for Tavian Heights because I'm really enjoying him and Noah. And here, this is probably my least favorite of his matches. But I still enjoyed it overall. They pick up the win in a match that was nothing special. Loved Noah, but it was nothing special, just being honest. The third match of the N1 tournament on night 6 on August 17, 2024 was kind of disappointing. It was Alpha Wolf taking on Keno in an okay match. Both of them seem more interested in brawling, you know, outside the ring, inside the ring. There was some ankle locks from both guys. There were some wrestling holds and moves, don't get me wrong. But I felt like Keno was completely off. He lost to Tavian Heights on the last show, and I think that threw him for a loop. He came out here and didn't realize that Dragon Bane was running at him over the top rope from the ring to the outside floor as he was making his entrance. So Keno didn't even get to finish his entrance, and it's one of the best entrances in Noah. One of the best, coolest entrances in wrestling, in my opinion. Nothing super special about it. I just like Keno's entrance. It's kind of badass to me. Didn't get to do it. I'm not really going to knock the match for that, but that was kind of disappointing. But from that point on, Keno seemed off his game. He didn't wrestle badly. That's not what I'm saying. His mind seemed to be somewhere else here. Maybe on the loss to Tavian Heights. I think that really was a blow to him. And somewhat Alpha Wolf was similar. He seemed more interested in just trying to maybe hurt Keno, maybe take him out. Again, fighting outside the ring, fighting on the apron, fighting on the floor, fighting in the aisleway. Not all match long, and I'm not talking about like this was some kind of Minoru Suzuki match, but it was not a great wrestling match. Hard to explain what I'm saying here, guys. I'm not saying either man did a bad job at performing the art of professional wrestling. They did not. But the match just wasn't real interesting. It didn't feel like either one was trying to win all that badly. I don't even remember there being many pinfall attempts in this match. I mean, I would have to watch it back. I'm trying to remember if there were any. I'm sure there had to be. But it just felt like these two wanted to brawl and fight, which led to the ending, a double count-out snoozer. The match wasn't a snoozer, but what a boring, pathetic way to end a match. Neither man was focused. Neither man was driven to win. It just felt like they wanted to fight. They wanted to rumble around. After the count-out was announced, they got in each other's faces, and the ref had to step between them and keep them separated. Again, it wasn't about wrestling here. This was about brawling, like both men were angry more than they were focused on winning an N1 match, and it made it not that great of a thing to watch. And I hate saying that. I love Keno, and I'm a fan of Alpha Wolf, but they did nothing to make me tell you that this was a great match. It wasn't a bad match. It was a brawl that led to a double count out and made me kind of bored. And I'm not knocking Noah, but not every company can have wonderful nights every night of the year, week after week after week. And I got to wonder, they don't have commentary on this show. I think it's the first show they've not had commentary. And that's not a complaint, but it's like, maybe they didn't have commentary on the show because Noah booked it in a way that they knew it was going to be one of their least interesting N1 nights. And so far, it definitely has been. But no, double count out, Alpha Wolf, Keno. Okay, I guess. Fourth match of the night from the N1 Victory Tournament, Pro Wrestling Noah, Night 6, August 17, 2024, was another match that showed me something that I've been reserved about, but I'm going to say flat out, Luis Monte does not impress me. He just had an average to somewhat below average match with Jack Morris. That was our next match here. Again, it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't good. It was average as hell. It felt Noah is slow paced, and I love Noah for that. I love that it's not like watching a video game. I love that Noah feels like legitimate sport, wrestling, combat, what have you. But this was extra slow. Luis Monte, if you can't have a good match with Jack Morris, then I'm just not a fan. Okay, I don't hate the guy. He's not a bad wrestler. I feel like I have to qualify that. But he's boring to me. His presentation is boring. His style is boring. His work is boring. Jack Morris has some charisma. He has some appeal. And even he couldn't spice this thing up too much at all. They went 12 minutes, almost exactly, in a match that you're not going to write home about. You're not going to complain about. You're not going to ask for a refund. You're not going to call it a dud. Nothing like that. But that seems to be the pattern of this show. I'm not sure why. Again, commentary's not here. So is this... Can't call it a night off for crying out loud. But I don't know. I feel like there's something that's being held back by almost everybody tonight. I mean, just look at this. It started with 2 forfeits. Nobody's fault for that. Alejandro and Junta Miyawaki 15-minute draw was kind of, it was okay, but nothing exciting. You know, the 6-man match, Tadasuke, Tavian, and Yohei versus Fujimura, Oya, and Iwata was just okay. Alpha Wolf versus Keno was a double count out. Do you see the pattern here? This show just hasn't been terrific. Now, I'm gladly watching it, and it's Pro Wrestling Noah, so I like it overall. But here, Jack Morris and Luis Monte. Jack Morris gets the win, thank God. Monte was pretty much dominating for the last minute or two, and Jack Morris just took one of those where he picks some people up above his head in front of him, sort of like an extended suplex or something, but then just drops them flat on their face. Jack Morris held on to Monte and rolled him up for a sort of a flash pinfall victory, which is good. Thank God Jack Morris won, because Luis Monte bores me to tears, and I don't want to see him advance very far in this tournament. He can go back to Dragon Gate as far as I'm concerned. He just doesn't light the world on fire for me, and I don't really much care. But the match was okay, but again, another match that was nothing special. Honestly, God, I hate saying this. You could skip this show at this point. We got 3 matches left. We'll see if they can catch this show on fire. But for Noah, This has been a poor show for them. Not a bad show, just one that hasn't done much for me. But I'm not upset I'm watching it. I just wish they'd step it up a little bit. And I get the feeling they're not going to for whatever reason, but whatever. Match number 5 from night 6 of Noah's N1 Victory Tournament was not part of the tournament. It was a tag team match that saw Daga and Super Crazy take on Amaska and Hayata. Interesting matchup, interesting mix of teams here. You know, Hayata just recently went over and joined Yohei and Tadasuke, so he's teaming with the current light or junior heavyweight champion, Amaska. Daga and Super Crazy are two luchadors, two Mexicans coming in here, doing anything they can to win, not just here, but anytime they're in the ring. Daga, on the last show, I don't think I included this in my video. There were screenshots, but I didn't talk about it. I apologize. Daga came out in the last show and challenged Amaska, saying he wants a shot at his title again. Amaska defeated Daga for that title some time ago. Amaska's had the title for a while now, but Daga held the title for 252 days. Quite a feat, especially in the junior division of Noah. That is just wild and crazy, explosive. And this match was pretty much that. This match woke me up a little bit. Again, none of the matches ahead of it have been bad. They just haven't been too exciting. And this match wasn't wildly exciting. I mean, Super Crazy's a decent wrestler, but he's not, going to do anything to wake you up, really. But Daga and Amaska's situation did, and that's what this focused on. It really focused on their battle with each other. The other guys got in the ring, of course, and did their stuff and did some moves and did the match well. But this was a preview of Daga versus Amaska. That is coming up. I don't think that's been announced yet. If it has, you'll have to forgive me. I haven't seen it announced, but I'm sure it will be soon for that junior title. And Daga gets the big upset. Hits his finishing move on Amaska when he came off the top rope. Amaska gave a couple top rope moves, spit it out at him, that were decent and good and looked great because he's great at those moves. He's a high flyer excelente, if you will. But he messed up once, and that's all it took. Daga caught him coming off the top rope, finished him with that finishing maneuver. I forget what he calls it. I believe something wings. And delivers the finisher and gets the win 1, 2, 3. Grabs the junior championship and holds it over the fallen Amaska as if to say, this is going to be mine. And this match will be good. I guarantee it. Their last match was good, where Daga lost the title, but he's coming back for it. And don't think he can't take it, because Daga will do anything to win. He's a great wrestler, and you add on to it that he's one of the best rule breakers in wrestling today, and he could take that title quite easily. We'll have to wait and see. But he gets the big, not really upset, but I guess it is if we beat the champion, win here in this fun tag team match as we get ready to finish night 7 of the N1 with 2 more matches to go. Trying to catch up, or this is night 6, forgive me. We'll finish night 6 soon with 2 more matches to go. And I'll probably take a little rest, and I'll come back and watch the 7th show this evening, talk about it, and hopefully get that up before I go to bed. The goal being to have 7 of the N1 shows up and available for you to hear my review and thoughts on by the end of this evening. I won't tell you it won't go past midnight. It might. I don't know. But I'm Adam Lavelle, WrestlingDoneRight.com. Check it out. Please subscribe to this YouTube. I have 300 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. It's hard finding Noah fans, especially American Noah fans. But if you're out there, please subscribe to the YouTube. I just would appreciate it. Noah would appreciate it. It would just help get the word out. More people would see the videos and have a chance to discover or follow along with Noah coverage. Thanks a lot, and I'll be back again with the final 2 matches in just a minute. Match number 6, Pro Wrestling Noah N1 Victory Tournament, night number 6, Tokyo, Japan. This is a little more like it, okay? We're next to the last match, the semi-main event, if you will, in this tournament for this night. Manabu Soya took on Ulka Sasaki. This was a styles clash that I thought worked. But it was plain to see what was happening, and it makes sense what would happen, and that was Ulka Sasaki trying to slowly work down, exhaust, take Manabu Soya into the deep water, and choke him out. That was Ulka Sasaki's goal, and it makes sense. Sasaki is much smaller than Soya, but much faster and much more technical. Manabu Soya just wanted to get his hands on Ulka Sasaki and rip him to shreds. Clotheslines, power slams, suplex, brain busters, you know the like. And that's what this match was. It was both of them trying to enact their game plan. When Manabu Soya got a hold of Ulka Sasaki, Ulka's goal was to survive. Just survive. Take whatever he's going to give you, kick out, roll out of the ring, do whatever you have to do, survive. When Manabu Soya was trapped by Ulka Sasaki in a submission hold, mainly a chin lock, a choke hold, if you will, survive. Use your power to get him off of you. And that's what he did. And that's what this match was all night long. Not the same exact moves, but it was Ulka trying to lure Manabu Soya in, get him exhausted, get him tired down, and try submissions. Manabu Soya would get his hands on Ulka and he would just try to rip him apart physically. And Ulka had to survive that. He had to find a way to kick out. He had to find a way to escape. He had to find a way to reach the ropes. And that's what he did. And this whole match was that strategy, and that's why I liked it. Did I love it? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Was this my favorite match of the show so far? By far. Because it had a strategy that you could see. It would have been better with Mark and Stu on commentary telling that story. If you don't think commentary matters, watch this show. Let me tell you, every single one of these matches would have been aided and helped by good commentary. And Stu Fulton and Mark Pickering, I've shouted them out numerous times, are two of the best, if not the best out there in wrestling in regard to selling wrestling angles, stories, if you will. There are no stories in Noah. They are angles. Why are these two fighting? What is the story of this guy's career? What is the story that this match is telling? And the story of this match was technicality versus raw power. Speed versus brute strength. And Mark and Stu would have put that over in a big way all match long, and it would have made this match even better. It was good, though. And Manabu Soya finally did catch Ulka Sasaki out of breaking out of numerous chokeholds and beat him down and pinned him 1, 2, 3 for the win. After a very solid, well-worked match that made sense. That is pro wrestling, Noah. That is wrestling done right. And I really enjoyed this one, for sure. Match number 7 in the main event from the N1 Victory Tournament, brought to us by Pro Wrestling Noah on August 17th, 2024, was the GHC Heavyweight Champion Kaito Kiyomiya taking on the big Josh Briggs from WWE NXT. Love this. This was the best match. Manabu Soya and Ulka Sasaki is now bumped to second, but I like that. This was more exciting. This was edgier. This was just better wrestling. Kaito Kiyomiya, damn it, he's going to make me like him. I've never hated him. I've always respected him. He's a great wrestler. I'd never put him down. I'm just sick of platinum-haired Japanese men that kiss babies and hug women on the way to the ring. And I'm being the champion, being the ace. I'm tired of it. I'm a fan of Okada. Got tired of him. I like Kiyomiya. Was getting tired of him. He's making me like him. I love the strategy here. Kiyomiya worked on the legs of Josh Briggs. Just makes sense. Josh Briggs is so much bigger, so much more powerful. Kiyomiya figured he would take him out. He uses a figure 4 as one of his finishers. He'll take him out by chopping away at his legs, literally drop kicking the man's, I believe it was his left leg, every chance he got. Dragon screws, figure 4, everything he could do. Josh Briggs is very hard to take down. He's a big, hulking guy who has a lot more experience than people realize that he has in the world of professional wrestling. And he stood tall here and hit Kiyomiya with everything. Missed the choke bomb a couple of times, finally nailed it closer to the end of the match. Kiyomiya kicked out. He nailed a big move off the top rope, did Josh Briggs. Kiyomiya kicked out. Now, you could start to think, this is being extreme. Kiyomiya is impossible to beat. Yes, he's very difficult to beat, but you have to look at the strategy he was using. Do you not think, using psychology, folks, that if a big man has weaker legs and has to be more ginger on them, that his moves that involve any kind of leg power are not going to be as strong? I mean, that's the psychology you got to use here. Professional wrestling, I know, and most professional wrestling today, you're not used to psychology. Guys just kick out of stuff for the sake of kicking out of stuff to get you to chant holy shit and fight forever. But in Noah, they will use psychology, and that's what I loved about this. Now, am I being a little bit biased because some of it was still ridiculous? Sure. But that's where being pro wrestling does come in once in a while, but there was still psychology here. Josh Briggs delivered a big running boot to Kiyomiya. That had less power because his legs were worked over all match long. Just makes sense. Josh Briggs hit some big major moves on Kiyomiya, but couldn't put him away because Kiyomiya is incredible, one of the best in the world, no doubt about it, and because his legs were worked over all match long. And Kiyomiya overcomes and hits several Shining Wizards. You got to remember, Kiyomiya has the spirit of one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, if not my favorite wrestler of all time, Keiji Muto, the great Muta. And he does the I love you finger signs and sticks his tongue out. Now, that's what's making me like him. Anybody that honors, loves, cherishes, and adores Keiji Muto, I cannot hate. And Kiyomiya does that and hits numerous Shining Wizards in a row on big Josh Briggs and takes him down for the victory just shy of the 20-minute mark. Really good, solid match. Really big win for Kiyomiya. Tough loss for Josh Briggs, but he's still doing very well in this tournament overall. I think he's about 6 points. And nothing bad to say about this. Now, my thoughts on the show? Oh, man, 7.5. I could even go 7. A lot of these matches were just sort of meh. They were just sort of there. It was the most boring N1 show of this season, maybe ever. But I'm not going to call it bad. It wasn't bad. It just was not exciting until the last 2 matches. And that's unfortunate. Jack Morris and Luis Monte. I love Jack Morris, but Monte showed me he's got to be carried to a good match. And Jack Morris can do that. And since he didn't do that, that makes me think that Luis Monte is completely overrated. But this show, 7.5 out of 10. Still very worthy. Absolutely loved it. Moving on here very soon, I will bring you Night 7 sometime tonight before I go to bed. I do got to take a break. My voice needs it. My body needs it. I got a 3-wheel Can-Am Ryker sitting in my driveway that I love to ride. But I will get on that next show soon and have it out before you know it. I'm Adam Lavelle, WrestlingDoneRight.com. I'm the founder and the creator of the intelligent internet wrestling community, and they only reside at Pro Wrestling Noah. Thank you for being a part of it. Please subscribe to the YouTube. I'll see you again before you know it.